Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 70s, where everything was groovy and hip. The 70s were known for their discos and hippies. Big fashion trends were bell-bottom jeans, go-go boots, platform shoes, big peace sign necklaces, the round sunglasses, fringe jackets, and big hooped earrings. Hairstyles in the 70s were the Page Boys, afros, the shag, the wedge, cornrows, the purdy, stacked perms, and the mullet. The 70s had some of the greatest hits of all time. A popular group named Jackson 5 had big hits such as ABC and I'll Be There. The Beatles broke up, Bohemian Rhapsody came out by Queen, YMCA, Staying Alive, I Will Survive, and Play That Funky Music were all other great hits of the 70s. For entertainment, people went to roller rinks and disco parties. Concerts with big crowds were also popular in the 70s. Inventions in the 70s became very digital. Some of the inventions included arcade games, which are still popular, handheld calculators, digital cameras, digital watches, the first cell phone, which was like $3,000 back then, a Rubik's Cube, and a Sony Walkman. Popular movies in the 70s were Jaws, Halloween, Rocky, Monty Python, The Exorcist, Star Wars, and Grease. Popular shows in the 70s were Mork and Mindy, MASH, Charlie's Angels, The Brady Bunch, and Happy Days. Richard Nixon was the 37th president in 1969 until 1974. He was forced to resign because of the Watergate scandal. Jimmy Carter was the 39th president of the United States from 1977 to 1981. He was a member of the Democratic Party and was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work with the Carter Center. Détente is French for resolving problems. Détente in the 70s was used for the foreign policies between the Soviets and the U.S. Watergate was a political scandal. Nixon's administration broke into the Democratic National Committee and tried to wiretap the phone lines. Nixon's administration tried to cover it up, but the press found out, and Nixon was forced to resign. OPEC was an organization of the petroleum exporting countries. It was founded to coordinate the petroleum policies of its members and to provide members and states with technical and economical aid. The Iranian hostage crisis was a diplomatic standoff between Iran and the United States. 52 American diplomats and citizens were held hostage for 444 days. Stagflation was persistent high inflation combined with high unemployment and a stagnant demand in a country's economy. The Pentagon Papers was a Department of Defense history of U.S. military involvement in Vietnam. They were first brought to attention of the public in 1971. The papers revealed that the U.S. had secretly enlarged the scale of the Vietnam War with bombings. Vietnamization was the U.S. policy of withdrawing its troops and transferring the responsibility and direction of the war effort to the government of South Vietnam. Napalm is a flammable liquid used in warfare. It is a mixture of a jelly agent and either gasoline or a similar fluid. It was initially used as an incendiary device against buildings and later primarily as an anti-personnel weapon, as it sticks to skin and causes severe burns when on fire. The Gulf of Tonkin Resolution was a joint resolution that the U.S. Congress passed in response to the Gulf of Tonkin incident. It was a joint resolution to promote the maintenance of international peace and security in Southeast Asia. Act was a federal law intended to check the president's power to commit the United States to an armed conflict without consent of the U.S. Congress. Camp David Accords was signed by an Egyptian President Anwar el-Sadat and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin. Following 12 days of secret negotiations at Camp David, it led directly to the Egyptian-Israel peace treaty. In the election of 1976, the Democratic nominee was Jimmy Carter, and the Republican nominee was Gerald Ford. The winner was Jimmy Carter with 297 electoral votes. The bicentennial celebration paid tribute to the historical events leading up to the creation of the U.S. as an independent republic. Gerald Ford was the 38th President of the United States from 1974 till 1977, following the resignation of President Nixon. Prior to that, he was the 40th Vice President of the United States. He was the first to be appointed to the vice presidency under the terms of the 25th Amendment. Jimmy Sorry. OPEC. Okay, hold on. Stagflation was persistent. That is U.S. Department of Defense history. Oh, what the? I didn't even say that. I'm just like, damn, David Accords.
Dang it, sorry.
The election of 1976, the Democratic nominee was Jim Carter, and the Republican nominee was Gerald Ford. The winner was Jimmy Carter.
I was never here.